An affair? My son having an affair? He's been lying about working overtime and meeting up with another woman every night, even though I'm going to have our baby. Is that so? He doesn't even feel guilty about what he's done. Makiko, can you believe that? Believe it? I'm over the moon. What? My son has finally grown into the kind of man that can have an affair. This is wonderful news. What? My name is Reiko. I'm 29 years old and I'm a housewife. I'm currently pregnant with my first child. My husband Nobutaro and I first met in the workplace, and after dating for 3 years, we got married. We recently found out that we were pregnant, and I thought that we couldn't be any happier, but I guess I was too naive. One day, I was suffering from a severe bout of morning sickness when the doorbell suddenly rang, yet again. Good morning, Reiko. My mother-in-law had arrived. Oh my, your stomach has gotten bigger again. How lovely. Makiko, you were just here 2 days ago. I'm not going to get that big that quickly, you know. My mother-in-law ignored how obviously unwell I looked and pushed her way into my home as though she owned the place. She took one look around the living room and opened her mouth. The house is as dirty as ever. So disappointing. Really? I spent half the day cleaning when you visited 2 days ago, so I think that this room is still pretty clean. Are you being serious? This is no room. This is an accident. I'm sorry, what? I thought your name was Makiko, not Mary. I'm not quoting Oh, you almost caught me there. Damn it. Stop laying around. Anyway, look at this dust, this filth. How on earth is this clean? Makiko, you've got to give me a break. Every house has a little bit of dust here and there. This dust is proof that you're not thorough enough with your cleaning. You can't cut corners when I'm not here to guide you. My morning sickness has been really horrible recently. I'm cleaning whenever I feel up to it. Ugh! Huh? What's wrong? You're infuriating me with your excuses. Pathetic excuses. Did you forget that I told you that I don't want a single speck of dust in my son's house? I hadn't forgotten. I want you to clean this house every single day. You can't leave a single speck of dust or my son might get allergies. She had told me that right after I married him, but I never thought that she was actually being serious. You're a housewife. You should be ashamed of yourself for not supporting your husband properly. Of course I want to support him. Then you should put more effort into cleaning this home. I noticed that you've already filled the washing machine. Hurry up and get those clothes washed, or you won't make it in time to hang them out to dry. Don't tell me you're using a dryer. My son needs to wear clothes that have been put out to dry under the warm sun's rays. Of course. After giving me a list of instructions, my mother-in-law made me prepare tea for her before sitting herself down in a chair to watch me work. She never helps. I have neighbors like you, women who don't work hard for their husbands, and you know what? They're all divorced. Isn't that just a coincidence? Another reason, or... Don't talk back to me. Focus on cleaning. Yes. Makiko visits me once every 3 days to complain about her neighbors, lecture me on being a wife, and forces me to do the cleaning. Sometimes she even kicks me out of the house to do the shopping, even though there's nothing to buy. I've even gone out to run errands for her. No matter the weather, come rain, wind, or storm, no matter how sick I feel, I'm at her beck and call. When I started to get tired of her treatment, I decided to talk to my husband about his mother. But I had to wait until late that night before he came home. He had been coming home later and later recently due to overtime at work.
I'm home.
Welcome back, honey.
I'm tired. Get a beer for me.
Yeah, but before that, Nobutaro...
What?
Do you think that you'll be able to come home earlier by the time the baby's born?
Why are you asking something like that?
Well, you can get paternity leave, can't you? I can't do it all alone.
Mom's gonna come and stay with us, so what's the problem?
That's a very big problem. But I want to raise this baby with you, together.
Well, work's really busy right now, okay? I can't ask for paternity leave right away. It's bad timing, and who's gonna earn money for us if I lose my job?
Well, you're not wrong, but
What, you don't like the idea of my mom coming to stay with us?
that's not it. It's just that she's been coming to visit more often recently, and she's given me instructions to do the cleaning no matter how sick I feel. I'm worried that that might continue after the baby's born.
Get a grip, Reiko. You're gonna be a mother in a few months. What's wrong with my mom teaching you a few things on how to be a good mother? She's the expert.
Even when I suggested that I wanted him to ask his mother to come visit less often, he wouldn't listen. He ignored my pleas and even told me off.
She's doing this out of kindness, for your sake. And you want to step all over that? Of course I can't say that to her.
My husband isn't the type to get angry. He's usually calm and collected. But when it comes to his mother, he tends to get pretty emotional, which is another cause for concern. I really am tired, Nobuteru. She's too strict, and it's too stressful for me. Look at this, I'm even losing hair.
If going bald is really such a big deal, then you should look at my section chief. He's the national treasure of baldness.
And that wasn't all. Ever since I became pregnant, my husband has made misogynistic comments that I had never heard him say before.
Listen to me, I'm one of the candidates for taking over my dad's company. I've got to win this race to the top of the ladder or I'll lose that chance. You wouldn't understand since you've got it easy being a housewife.
You're horrible, Nobuteru. Do you really think that I have it easy because I'm a housewife?
Of course you do, you spend the entire day at home.
If it's that simple, then why don't you help out with the housework sometime? Give it a try.
Why do I have to do that? How about you actually go and get a job before talking back to me, huh?
The man I was with now was completely different to the one I had fallen in love with. No, it's possible that he was always like this, and I had never cared to look properly at the warning signs. After all this time, I had come to believe that I was a terrible judge of character. He was so smart and so sweet, and I couldn't help but be drawn to him. I was in love, but I had become blind to his faults. I was to blame. But I had gone and married him. I was pregnant. I could only hope that Nobuteru would come to his senses and have a change of heart and return to his old self. For a long time, I was troubled by my relationships with my husband and mother-in-law, but things were only about to get much, much worse.
I'm home.
Welcome back.
Is my bath ready?
Yeah, it's ready.
I want a nice cold beer after my bath, so make sure you got some in the fridge. And it better not be lukewarm, alright?
Yeah, sure. Calm, Reiko, calm. Huh? I wonder if it's a call from work. Oh, it's unlocked. Huh? What is this? Nobuteru, when can we next meet?
Come on, you missed me already? It's only been 5 minutes since I left.
But I'm so lonely. I want you back here in this bed with me, Nobuteru.
After all that?
You're the one that wouldn't stop.
You and I are soulmates, Chie. We'll meet whenever the stars and the planets bring us together, so just wait a little longer.
Oh my, you're such a poet, Nobuteru. I love that about you.
I know you do.
I want to get married already.
If I tell her I want a divorce right now, she'll realize I'm cheating. And only God knows what she might take away in a divorce after that happens.
But you're head over heels in love with me, right?
Of course I am. Why do you think I'm gonna meet you every single day? I'll see you tomorrow, alright?
Yeah, I'll be waiting for you in some sexy lingerie. What is this? I couldn't believe what I was reading. I scrolled back up to the top and read the conversation over and over. Naturally, I was furious about the contents of the messages with the woman called Chie, but it also made my blood boil that Nobuteru had left his phone unlocked, knowing that he had something as disgusting as this on his phone. I could only think that he thought that I was too stupid to notice, and that only enraged me further.
Phew, I already feel so much better after my bath. Hey, where's my cold beer? Huh? Wait, why are you looking at my phone?
You left it unlocked, face up on the table. I heard the notifications and saw the messages from this Chie woman. What is this, Nobuteru? Explain! I thought you were busy with work every night. You were with her?
Don't make any weird accusations. Those are just the spam messages, nothing more.
You're having a conversation with a spam account? Do you really think that I'm that stupid? What were you thinking?
Shut up, okay? Work is a lot more stressful than you think. I'm entitled to blow off some steam however I want.
But it looks like you've promised you'll get married one day?
That's all Chie, okay? She's really clingy. I haven't.
Don't lie to me. This woman really thinks that she'll be marrying you one day, as soon as our baby is born.
I mean, I never promised her that we'll be getting married. I'm tired, okay? So stop getting so upset over something so petty. Chill out.
So you don't even want to apologize to me? Fine. Then I guess I have no choice but to tell your mother what you've done.
Don't bother my mom with this, okay? This has nothing to do with her.
Then how else am I supposed to make you understand what you've done? I believe that my mother-in-law would side with me. Why wouldn't she? Her son had cheated on me. As a woman, she should understand the humiliation I felt. If she was that strict towards me, surely she was just as strict with Nobuteru. However, calling Makiko had created the complete opposite effect. He doesn't even feel guilty about what he's done. Makiko, can you believe that? Believe it? I'm over the moon. What? My son has finally grown into the kind of man that can have an affair. This is wonderful news. What? A man's got to have an affair or two in order to prove his worth. Besides, he's going to be CEO of a company in a few years. He's got to have a mistress, even several, before he can be considered a man. My husband must have felt reassured after seeing his mother's reaction, because he began to smile and nod in agreement. Excuse me? But I'm pregnant. If he's got the time to be having an affair, then he should be helping me around the house. There's plenty to do. Ugh. This is why you young women are no good. Why do you think that a man's got to help with the cooking and cleaning? If you're a housewife, you should be able to cook, clean, and raise children all by yourself. How lazy.
Mom's right, you're lazy.
The wife should cook, clean, and take care of the children while the husband is out working. It's common sense. Are you telling me that I should overlook his affair? If anything, you should be proud of him. You're the wife, right, Nobuteru?
Yeah, Mom.
I honestly don't know what to say. Oh, before I forget, don't you dare bring up divorce over something this trivial. If you do, you won't win. We've got the best lawyers, and they'll send you to hell, along with that baby of yours. Understood? I didn't need her to explain what lawyers she was talking about. My father-in-law was the CEO of a certain company, and I had heard a lot about the lawyers they had waiting in the wings. My husband wasn't working at his father's company at the time, but he was due to take over the company when his father retired. All of a sudden, my own future seemed very bleak. I never thought that my mother-in-law would go this far to defend her son. No, I should have known. This was all a result of my own bad judgment. I should have demanded a divorce as soon as I found out, instead of calling Makiko. But they probably would have used their best lawyer's threat anyway. I seriously thought about killing myself. But I realized that there was more to do before giving up. I just had to find another way. Most of all, I didn't want them to be the reason why I had given up on life. I didn't want to give them the satisfaction. That's why I took a chance and visited a certain lawyer in the city. Hello? Is anyone here?
Oh, welcome. Please take a seat if you'll give me a minute.
Are you okay?
Please don't worry about me.
I wonder if I can rely on him. I had to come to MoniRobo, a rather small but affordable law firm. I had read that there was a skilled lawyer here who was willing to take on cases for much cheaper than other lawyers of the same level. Well, my information source was an ad in a magazine, so there was always a chance that I had made yet another bad decision.
Sorry for making you wait, ma'am. How can I help you today?
Well, the truth is, my husband is having an affair.
Oh, and how much do you want from him in compensation?
Oh, I don't think it's going to be that simple.
Ah, so there's a catch.
Exactly. My father-in-law owns a large trading company, and my mother-in-law is using her position to threaten me. My father-in-law is pretty well known, since he's even appeared on TV as a commentator several times in the past. My mother-in-law says that she'll use their team of lawyers to crush my case if I fight back.
Troublesome indeed.
She's the one that defended my husband on his affair, talking about his conquest like a badge of honor. She told me that if I tried to file for divorce, she would use her husband's lawyer to send me and my baby to hell. I don't know what to do.
Didn't you come here with the intention of hiring me and winning the court case?
Oh, yeah, of course. I want to win.
Oh, pardon me, ma'am, but this is a law firm. I'm not a therapist, and I'm not here to listen to your complaints. We get a court together and I win your case and crush your husband, so he'll have to pay back the compensation owed to you. That's my job.
You're absolutely right. I'm sorry, I was just rambling on and on.
You must be thinking that I can't win this case for you, right? Ha! Oh, you shouldn't underestimate me, ma'am. Who are you calling, a clumsy, weak-looking, pathetic lawyer with a tiny office?
I didn't say any of that, or think that much.
Yeah, my office is pretty small, and it's hidden away in a small alleyway, and it's pretty dark because the lights here are cheap, but that's only because I'm spending all my budget on advertisements.
Maybe I should go home.
But trust me, I'm a very skilled lawyer, so if you hire me, I promise that I will save you from the unbearable situation you're in, and you'll be free.
Will you? Really? My mother-in-law has the best lawyers behind her, who work for her husband's company.
I don't see what the problem is. However, I can't win this case alone. We've got to work together as a team.
As a team?
From today onward, I'll need you to endure for one more year with your husband and mother-in-law.
An entire year? But why?
We'll have to work hard to make your win more definite so that we can demand more in compensation. Remember, good things come to those who wait. It's just one more year. Can you do it?
I wonder if I can endure it.
If you wait for this 1 year, the easier your life will be when it's over. You and your baby will be free. Also, about this 1 year of staying with your husband, I'll need you to do everything you can to upset them.
What? I've got to upset them on purpose. Will that help?
It'll be easier to collect evidence of their abuse that way.
I'm actually going to give birth in a few months. I don't want the stress to affect my baby. I'm already anxious enough as it is.
Oh, don't worry about that. I've actually got something planned for situations like this. It's my secret weapon. No one else has one.
A secret weapon? What is it?
Take a look at this. It's an insult to praise converter.
A what?
Try it out. Go on, put these headphones on.
Like this?
Alright, let's go. You're beautiful, you're so gorgeous, and I've never seen anyone as dazzling as you. You should go straight to heaven, and you deserve it. Alright, now take the headphones off.
I don't understand. Why were you praising me?
Actually, you didn't hear it because of the headphones, but I was actually insulting you a lot.
What? But I could hear you. You were...
That's the effect these headphones have. They convert all insults into words of praise for the person hearing them.
They what?
They also have a recording device embedded into them, so they'll actually record all the things you said to them automatically too. This is the secret weapon to help you through the next year.
This might actually work.
Oh, and I want you to record the time your husband comes home from work, and write down when you think he's having an affair. You'll also have to take note of anything they do to you other than the verbal abuse.
All right, I'll do it. I'm surprised. I didn't think you'd be this reliable.
Oh, I'll bet you see me in a new light now.
Yes, I really do. But how did you get these earphones? They're amazing.
Of course, I was the one that developed them.
Pardon me.
Oh crap, Professor!
I've come to collect the rental fee for the earphones I invented. Takeda, you've got my money this month, haven't you?
I was wondering if you could wait until next month.
What? It's been 3 months since you last paid, Takeda.
Please, just wait 1 more month, okay? I promise I'll pay.
Is he really okay? This strange man. Like this, my final year of terror with my husband and mother-in-law was to begin, with my trusty secret weapon in hand. Angering my mother-in-law Nobuteru was pretty simple. Hey, why are you lying down? Work! The baby's going to be born soon. I don't feel very well. And you think that's an excuse to slack off from doing the housework? Go on, get up right now. Reiko? I really can't. If you try and get me to stand up by force, I'll call the police on you. What? What's gotten into you lately? You smart woman! How pretty can you get? There's no other hardworking genius like you on the planet. I'd love for you to stay in this house with us for the rest of your life. Oh, this feels great. I wish I could keep these earphones forever. They do wonders for my confidence. Are you listening to me, Reiko? Why are you grinning like that? What's wrong with you? Oh, I'm really hurt. Seriously. Damn it. None of my insults have the same effect as they did before. Makiko, are you done with insulting me? You said that you were going to teach me how to do the cooking, but you're not the best cook yourself, you know? You use too much salt in your cooking. It's not very healthy. Ugh! Your cooking is so delicious. Even Michelin star chefs would lose to you. You should be cooking for the president. You're so talented.
I'm home.
Welcome home. Were you working or were you out having fun?
What's up with you? I'm not cheating on you every single day, you know? I am really busy with work.
Oh, is that so?
Where's my dinner?
Oh, I thought you already had dinner out, so I haven't made anything for you.
What?
You prefer eating Chia's cooking over mine, don't you?
Then make something now.
Huh? Now? Then how about instant ramen?
Are you freaking kidding me? You can get carried away as much as you like. You can treat me however you want because I'm having an affair. I never want to get divorced from you and I want to spend the rest of our lives together.
I didn't want to hear that.
Would you please prepare my bath for me, pretty please, honey? You're my goddess!
Sure, if you say so. I spent a year being shouted at, praised, by my mother-in-law and husband. But even with the earphones converting their insults into praise, it was still pretty tough. And by the end of the year, my mental health was in tatters, especially since I had given birth halfway through. The labor had gone smoothly, and I was relieved that the baby was born without any problems. However, I found out later on that the reason why my husband couldn't come to the hospital was because he was meeting with that woman. As for my mother-in-law, she had gone on holiday with her friends. 1 week after giving birth, my husband and his mother finally came to visit. But when they finally met our baby, they both said,
It's too ugly.
Of course, I took note of what they had said for Mr. Takeda. I was even busier now that I had a baby to raise, and before I knew it, a year had gone by. On the day of our 3rd wedding anniversary, it was finally time for my revenge.
What is it you want to talk about? I'm busy, so hurry it up.
I want a divorce.
You what?
I don't want to stay with someone who can't love and care for my baby.
Seriously?
Do you understand what you're saying? We've got the best lawyers on our side. We won't lose to you in court. If you demand a divorce, we won't hesitate to send you to hell. You can try, but I think that the ones that will be going to hell are you and your stupid son. Just you wait and see. Oh, really? You seem to be very confident. Goodness knows why, since there's no way you can fight our lawyers.
You better take the kid with you. But I don't know how you think you can raise a baby by yourself when you don't even have a job.
I knew that it was a waste of my time arguing with them here. I gathered my things, took my baby, and left their house. I moved into an apartment that I had prepared and started a new life with my child. I still had to take care of my baby all by myself. But now that the 2 people who had been the cause of my stress were gone, I could spend more quality time with my baby. However, after some time, I received a letter in the mail from my husband's lawyer, including the divorce papers and demands for me to pay them compensation. I took the package to Mr. Takeda, along with all of the evidence I had collected over the year.
They want $70,000 in compensation because they claimed that you were being lazy? I can't believe they actually had the nerve to say that. That's hilarious.
Do you think we can win?
Of course we can. We've got a mountain pile of evidence that we collected over the past year. If we piled it all up, it'll be even bigger than Mount Fuji.
When we met in court, my husband had brought the team of lawyers, just like he promised he would. And they did look reliable, but I didn't plan on losing to them, ever. You've hired a lawyer from a firm called MoniRobo? I've never heard of them. There's no point even going to court. We know that we're going to win the case. My husband and my mother-in-law both seemed very confident about winning the court case. Their lawyer began to recount several episodes of my laziness and refusal to work, none of which was true, of course. It was all made up. However, everything he said was all based on their statements. They didn't have any proof to back up their claims. On the other hand,
All the claims made by the husband are untrue. My client did have some days where she couldn't do the housework and did spend some days resting on the couch. However, that was the result of their morning sickness that she suffered during her pregnancy. When she was well, she worked to the best of her ability to take care of the cleaning and the cooking. More importantly, I'd like the court to focus on the countless insults and verbal abuse she suffered because of her husband and the mother-in-law. That is the real cause of the divorce. I have evidence of my client's claims right there.
At that moment, both of their expressions hardened. Mr. Takeda used a speaker to play the recordings he had saved from the earphones, and the entire court heard how both Nobuteru and Mikiko had been harassing me over the past year.
Besides these recordings, I asked my client to make note of any other instances of verbal abuse, or when her husband had treated her disrespectfully. I believe that you all have a copy at hand. Among these notes, you'll find that my client wrote down the times that her husband came home, and has taken note of the days when he came home from another woman's house.
After hearing Mr. Takeda's response, my husband's lawyer began to go pale. Later,
What was all that? I didn't know about any of these claims that she made. You told me that your wife used her pregnancy as a reason to do nothing and left the house without saying anything. But now with all their evidence, the court will conclude that you were abusing her, and on top of that, you were having an affair?
You're a lawyer. It's your job to deal with problems like this.
Nobuteru's right. How much do you think we're paying you to be here? Fix this right now.
Fix it? But they've got evidence.
I see that you're having a tough time. You seemed so confident in the beginning, so where did that all go?
Don't you have any morals?
Immoral? Me? Says the person who blackmailed my client.
Just you watch. We're going to turn the tables and win this case. You'll owe us thousands.
I'm sorry, but this just isn't...
Are you giving up? You're just useless.
Fine. Then we'll just find another lawyer to cover our case. You're fired. Get out. They had underestimated me so much, they never imagined that I would have made all of these preparations to win in court. They were both furious, but somehow they still felt like they had a chance to win their case. So I decided to deal my final hand and crush them completely. All right, you can come out now.
What? Dad?
I had summoned my father-in-law to the court in secret, without my husband or his mother noticing. My father-in-law was already outraged by everything I had told him.
How dare you! Since when did you have the right to fire my employees? I didn't remember giving you such a position in my company.
What? What are you doing here, darling?
Reiko contacted me after she moved out of your home. She told me about all the ridiculous things that you've been doing and saying. I couldn't believe it at first, but I had no choice but to accept it as the truth when I heard the recordings that she had. Nobuteru? Who do you think you are? Explain yourself!
Dad, you've got to hear me out, okay? I was just, going to work, yeah, like a husband should. Reiko's in the wrong.
You call leaving work at 6 p.m. on the dot and going to see your mistress work? Don't make me laugh.
How did you know about that time?
Of course I do! I remember that I was the one who suggested that you go and work in that company, remember? I know the CEO, and I hear that he's been having trouble getting you to work properly. You've embarrassed me!
Wait, darling, Nobuteru was doing his best. You can't blame him.
You're just as guilty! I hear that you told Reiko that it's only natural for a man to go out and make a mistress or two. Then how about I go and make some mistresses of my own? How would you feel about that, Makiko?
What? No, I just meant...
I'm disgusted. The things you did to Reiko, the woman carrying your child, should be considered crimes. Nobuteru, you're not fit to take over my company.
You can't do that.
Makiko, I am sick of you and your hypocrisy, and I have endured enough, okay? I want a divorce.
You're joking. Darling!
How about I take over your case, okay? I've just been fired as their lawyer, so I'd be happy to help.
I know I can rely on you.
Wait, darling, please. You're joking, aren't you?
Do I look like the type of man to make a joke like that?
As expected of his many years as a business owner, my father-in-law had managed to silence my husband and my mother-in-law with one glare. They both collapsed where they stood. After that, it didn't take long for the divorce to be finalized. They couldn't find any other lawyer willing to take up their case, and they had no choice but to accept all of the terms set out by myself and Mr. Takeda, including demands for compensation and sole custody. You might be interested to know that I also received plenty in compensation from the woman my husband was sleeping with. We had to have our savings, but my husband owed me more than the total amount in compensation for his wrongdoings, so he ended up taking on debt by borrowing money from the bank. Moreover, he lost his job at the company he had been introduced to, thanks to a word from his father, directly to the CEO. After losing his job, Chia refused to meet with him, most likely because she had found out that he wouldn't be a CEO. My father-in-law was able to finalize his divorce from my mother-in-law using his best lawyers, and now both Nobuteru and Makiko are stuck without jobs and a home. It seems it really is true that women that don't work hard for their husbands really do get divorced. I guess she should have worked harder. As for me, I was able to get a job as an office worker through my father-in-law's recommendation. I've been juggling work and childcare by leaving my child with the nursery while I'm at the office. I'm very grateful for the support my father-in-law has been giving me, and he said that it was the least he could do for being too busy to realize how much I was suffering with Nobuteru. But I'm also grateful for the support provided to me by my lawyer, Mr. Takeda. After things had finally settled down at work and with the baby, I went to visit him at his office. Thank you so much for everything you did for me. If it weren't for you, I don't know what I might have done in order to escape from them.
Oh no, I haven't done anything.
Ha! I found you, Takeda!
What, Professor?
It's been 4 months since you last paid the rental fee for the lie detector I invented. Also, I'm pretty sure that it's thanks to my invention that this lady got her divorce. Why are you taking the credit, you fool? Huh? I thought I gave you the money to pay the professor a fee.
Well, the truth is, I spent that money buying the Sherlock Holmes cosplay set that I've always wanted.
You should pay me first, Takeda.
Oh, wait, can you give me 1 more month?
I'm not waiting anymore.
Ah!
Hang in there, Mr. Takeda. You may be weak-looking, but you can do it. My new life with my baby has only just begun. I won't waste any more time.